Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today. Thank you, Pedro, for introducing. We are so excited to have Powtoon here today to tell us how to elevate our impact for our nonprofits with animated video and video. So Nonprofit Apps is a solution, a tech resource for you to find out about the best SaaS companies, the best solutions for your nonprofit, or technology that will really help you in your mission. So we're very excited to present Powtoon today. Powtoon is a visual platform. They're offering a very generous new discount for nonprofits, so we're super excited to have them here. They're here to tell us how to use video in our fundraising and our annual reports and more. We're very excited. And stay around to the end of the webinar for the bonus materials and the special discount. So thank you again for attending this webinar today, and stay tuned to our other webinars where you can learn about the latest tech trends and really amazing software for your nonprofits. Thank you so much. And Abby, I'll take it away.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. We're just going to start by introducing ourselves, and then we'll get right to the video. So my name is Abby Shore. I'm the development director for a nonprofit here in South Florida called Palm Beach School for Autism. And I have partnered with Powtoon because I've been working with them and using their platform for a long time. And Adam and I have been talking about how helpful this could be for nonprofits. So hopefully this will give you some good ideas and help you raise some funds. Adam?
Thanks, Abby. And yeah, we're definitely chuffed with our partnership that we've formed, and through your insights and knowledge of the nonprofit sector. My name's Adam. I'm in charge of the channel partnerships and integrations and the work we do at Powtoon to spread our video creation platform around the globe to different continents. Powtoon was founded in 2012. Started as a simple explainer video creation software, one of the leading and first of its kind back then. Drastically lowered the cost for anybody who wanted to make a marketing product video and a cartoon. And today we have over 38 million registered users. We're all over the globe. We have a business enterprise platform for collaboration, and you can use our platform to easily access visual first content and to create videos, presentations, GIFs, screen recordings, AI, all of the stuff that we're going to touch on in this session.
Okay, great. So you want to use video. So I'm guessing if you're here either because you don't know where to begin with video, or maybe you just want to find an innovative way to use video that you haven't been using before. So hopefully this is going to be helpful. We're going to talk about all different ways that I have a few samples that I'm going to show you of how you can get your message out. So telling your story is, I call that a video brochure. So nonprofits are notorious for making those trifold brochures. And when I go to something and I learn about different nonprofits, I'll take their information, and it usually lands on my desk and then ends probably in the garbage before I've even read it. Not intending that to happen, but that's what happens. So a video can really tell your story, and it can be memorable. That is the key. So, so if you have a campaign that you want to raise money for, you might want to make a video about it, tell people about it. You can also use a timeline, which is what I like to do. So recently, my nonprofit had a major announcement of growth. And I thought the best way to tell that story would be through this video. So I'm going to share it with you. There's not sound on it, but I'll kind of walk you through it. There is sound on it, but not through Zoom. So it has music and it has a narrator. And that narrator is AI, which Adam's going to talk about at the end of this. So this is just a simple timeline telling people what we've done. And what's so important about this is donors want to see credibility. They want to see that you're going to be around. And if they're going to give you money, they want to know that you're not closing next week. So showing a timeline with photos, simple words, not too much to read. So it's pretty simple to digest. And this is going to be memorable because they're going to see the pictures. They're going to see the growth that happened each milestone. So if you don't know the history of your nonprofit, you can learn it probably from somebody else there. Or they probably have some kind of document that shows every step that you guys have taken. So you want to get that information, organize it, decide on what are the major milestones, because you can't put every little thing, and make it really clear that you've grown. And then you can see on here, we're about to announce our next campus. So we're opening a second campus, and here we go. We tell everybody about that. And that timeline just gave everybody the history of our school in just a few minutes. So I love using a timeline. You can do that for anything. You can even take it through like a program that has evolved, maybe, that you're offering to your clients. So, oops, there we go. Okay. So when you make a video, you have to plan. I used to just take a camera and go around and start and try to make the story happen, but I was wasting a lot of time, and I don't have that kind of time. So having a plan can be so helpful for your video. You have to kind of decide what message you're trying to get out, and then make a plan. So this is a sequencing storyboard. I use something like this when I do it. And this is just a sample. You're going to get one. It's I think Pedro's going to put it in the chat, and it's going to, there's 2 pages of it. One of them is this, where it has examples, and then there's a blank one where you can fill in your own words. This is just something I made up. So in the first box, you want to introduce the client or whatever the cause is. So usually it's a client story. So you can start with their name, meet Joseph. And then in the next one, it's the problem. So maybe that's the campaign that you're doing. You're trying to raise money for a certain program for your nonprofit. So you tell them why you need it. So the problem is the why. So Joseph is homeless and he's trying to find work. His hygiene is getting in the way of moving forward. He needs a shower and he has no place to bathe. So 3 is the solution. And that's what your nonprofit is doing. It's your campaign. It's what you're trying to get. So having these mobile shower units are going to be helpful to Joseph, and it'll hopefully be life-changing. So, and this doesn't have to, this doesn't mean you're only going to have 6 frames on your video. You can have multiple ones about the benefits of this and the history of it and where you've seen it work or something like that. And then you always want to show proof. So if you've never done it before, but somebody else has, you can tell them that. Or if it's completely innovative and new, you could talk about why you think this will work. Just like it's like a little mini video grant almost. And then in the 5th box, you can do your call to action. Make sure you have your logo. Brand colors are also important, but your logo really needs to be there, because if they see it and they're like, oh, there was somebody that was doing that, and then they can't remember who you are, then it's not going to be very helpful. So you want your logo. Best practice would be to have that logo in the corner of every single slide that you do. And then just list your contact information, your website, wherever you want them to go at the end of the video. So you can have, I like to put all of it so that way they can choose what works best for them. So let's go to branding. This takes us to branding. You would definitely want your, like I said, your colors, your logo, whatever is going to make them remember you. So the branding in that I've been using with animation is I use the color, my brand colors. I always have my logo in the corner. Sometimes it's a little tricky because of what you're doing, but you can move the logo. So also in nonprofit, some things are very confidential, and you want to tell a success story, but you don't want to, you know, let anybody know who it is, because you want to protect that anonymity. So that's what's so great about animation, is you can create a completely fictional person, or you can have somebody from your organization that's narrating the story about a client, or you can have the client and just make up a name for them and have, you know, some kind of avatar for them. It doesn't have to look like them, and you can, you know, protect their privacy. So I'm going to show you how. Oh, oops, hold on one second. Let me just get this paused. So in sometimes you can use the animated characters as to make your video more interesting. So this is a program we were raising money for, and this was our fundraiser, our big annual fundraiser. So we used the story was about 3 of our students at different stages in their adulthood, and it just made it so much more engaging and interesting having these little avatars of them. And then it goes to the real person. So you could brand your character so much that you could have like a logo on there. You're going to see how much these people really look exactly like these characters. So you'll see, this is actually the cafe in my school. This is where I work. This is a place that we have, and I brought these characters in it. And then there's you'll see, hold on. So this person is the first person I talked to. So you're just going to see it's going to go right into the real person. So you could see how much that looks like him, and the other 2, same thing. So when you make your character, you can choose like a body of, you know, an adult, a teen, or a child, which is really nice. And then when you choose the character, you can choose any of these, but they can all be changed throughout the whole process. It does have real like skin tones, but you can also brand it completely and make it like a purple face, whatever, you know, whatever you want. You can also, you can change everything. You could see at the top, it has the head, the hair, the eyes, the nose, the mouth, everything is very specific, even the shape of the face. So it really can look like somebody, you know. And then the branding really comes in if you don't want to do like purple hair or whatever, you could do, make it look like a real person. And then you could choose the color, you could, of their clothes, you could choose, if it has those 3 dots, it means you can put the logo in it too. And then when you're finished, you could, I just took one screenshot of a selfie, but you could see that character in different poses. So you can see them dancing, you can see them sitting, maybe working at a computer, whatever you want. And you can see what it looks like before you keep it. But even if you don't like it later, you can always change it. So also, the great thing about animation is you don't need a camera. You don't need to be a amazing photographer. I have often had moments where I was filming something and I thought I hit record, but I didn't. And I hit record when it was over. I'm sure everybody else can relate to that. So you can use your camera, you can put your footage in like I showed you, but you don't have to. And you don't have to take all your time sorting through footage and editing. You can, but you don't have to. So what I do is I like to take videos of, major things we're doing, or even just day-to-day classroom things, and I put them in a file, and I have files of different activities we did, and I can always grab them when I need them for a video, so I can mix it with the animation. So there's so many uses for these videos. You don't have to make a brochure. You can do things where you can send as an email. You can send data stories. That's a really big thing right now. People always want to hear the impact, but they don't want to look at a spreadsheet. So you can weave the data into your story, just like in the timeline. There was a lot of things in there that was, provided because of a grant. You can do event promos. We do that too. And I always keep photos from the year before of our big event promos. You could do campaigns, like I said. Year-end reports can be very boring, but not if they're video. And storytelling, and even for recruiting, if you want to recruit employees or volunteers, this is a great platform for that. So don't ever underestimate gratitude. Thank yous. You can never thank people enough for what they do for us. So you can send a quick video in an email. And my trick for doing that is, excuse me, I take a screenshot, or I do a thumbnail of the video, and then I put the red arrow like YouTube on it, and then I link that photo to the YouTube link. So you put that in the email, and then all they have to do is click it, and then it just goes right to YouTube. You could also use it at the end of your event. You can show the thank you video. I'm going to show you one right now, and this is just we just had teacher appreciation, so a lot of our families donated money to be able to give, some treats to our teachers every day for a week. So, let me go ahead. So when you get this, there's no sound to it. It just shows our executive director, and then we did some like generic teacher cartoon. And these are all in templates also, which make it a lot easier. So I'm going to hand it over to Adam. And I think Adam's going to share his screen and tell you a little bit about Powtoon. Let me get this. Why is it not going? Oops.
Yeah, thanks, Abby. And always enjoy, learning from your insights in this space. Obviously being kind of at the center of all these different industries and the use cases for video. I'm kind of a bit of a jack of all trades, or an expert at none, really. So it's super insightful seeing, all the different industries and how they apply creative thinking to visual communication, storytelling, especially in the nonprofit sector. I will share my screen and share some sound here. And I just wanted to give people like a bit of an overview of, Powtoon. We've spoken about making it easy to create visual and engaging content, but what does that actually look like in real terms? How easy is it? What's the technology looking like in this space, and where's it all going? So we'll cover a little bit of that over the next 5 minutes or so. And then we're going to open up also plenty of time for Q&A. Hopefully you can all see my screen now. And as I said earlier on, when Powtoon began over 10 years ago, we were really just a platform designed for cartoons. So people were making these cool cartoon-like explainer videos in this style here that I've just highlighted, and using them for their websites, for their YouTube channels. But we've come a heck of a long way since then. And today in Powtoon, you can create explainer videos, whiteboard style videos, which will look at presentations, screen recordings, which you can then enhance and bring into your clips. Real style corporate looking videos for marketing and using stock video, social media GIFs. So these are great for email campaigns. You want people to receive an email, but you want it to stand out. You want there to be personalized GIFs and animation. And then we also have, as Abby was talking about earlier, this really cool character builder module where you can build your own branded characters. And of course, there's this whole space now, thankfully, which is creating with AI. And we're going to have a look at that also in just a couple of minutes. So how do we make all this easy? Because it might sound a little bit daunting if you've never made a video before. But actually, we've taken a lot of the pain out of that process. And one of the ways we've done that, just like other big design platforms that are great for presentations or for making PDFs, we've done it for videos. So creating template libraries where you can filter through the different styles of video, animation templates, real looking videos, whiteboards and cartoons, filtering out by the subject areas maybe that you want to talk about in your video. You can click on any of these templates and then open them up in the studio. And then inside the studio here, we've streamlined the process of branding, right, and uniformity. So here, for example, if this template is utilizing the purple color, but if your brand is all about pink or blue or yellow, you can just select that here, apply it to the matching colors, and then just like it would in any other good presentation tool, the entire video now would be aligned to your brand. We've also got an enormous content library here on the right-hand side, and that will give you access to many different styles of video and assets for video that you would want to use in your projects at the click of a button. So you can search here through ready-made scenes, ready-made backgrounds, text styles, just to show you some little examples here that you can then go and customize, changing the colors, the orientation. Also, as Abby mentioned, our famous character libraries filled with characters, props that you can use for different subject areas and different videos that you might be talking about in your content, shapes, calls to action, stock video libraries here of real footage and real images, music, all here ready to go. And then, just to give you a feel for this very quickly, if you wanted to make a video about, let's say, just for example, the office or the local pharmacy, you could just type in what you're looking for, and then this will bring you up ready-made scenes that you can go to and then bring in your video, and then you can just customize them. So this is a ready-made scene of a pharmacy. You can get rid of characters that you don't want in your video. You can change the background color of the pharmacy to suit your needs or your brand. And then you can add voiceovers here using our AI voiceover tool. And then essentially, when you're happy with your videos, there is a place to present these live if you're doing webinars, or to export them and deliver them on any platform. So you can get MP4s, share them on Teams, create GIFs, embed them into websites. So there are loads of ways to get your projects out. And as a collaborative platform, you can also work with your colleagues to write comments and give feedback to each other as you're co-creating together. I've seen many nonprofits, especially in the education sector, where they have lots of educators or trainers that go out and teach people new skills. And one of the ways that they go teach them is to create content that they then present. And when they make that content together on this platform, they're able to bounce around ideas, share videos that they were making one between the other. So colleagues, sharing that content, enhancing it, tweaking it, adjusting it, rather than starting from scratch every time. And that just makes the whole process much more time effective and much more collaborative. So let's just talk a little bit about AI, because there's too much for me to talk about here on the studio itself and in the content library. But a lot of people are looking at AI, and we're looking at AI. And some of the things that we've been doing, which are not here, which I'm also going to talk about, include things like AI avatars, right? Which will be coming out with very shortly at Powtoon. So you'll be able to have real actors present and speak in your videos, and you'll be able to dictate what they say and how they say it, using our text-to-speech voice automation. So here you can type in your text, and then you can go to a voice library, and instead of having to record yourself and re-record yourself because you're maybe not so happy with the result, we have loads of languages to choose from across the world, and we have loads of different accents and actors. I'll play one or two of these.
Discover the ultimate wireless earbuds.
In this training video, discover best practices for enhancing team collaboration.
Discover the ultimate wireless earbuds.
The giraffe, the gentle giant of the savannah, uses its height to reach tall branches for food.
So you can create your voiceovers and add them to your videos literally in seconds now. And the other areas that we're looking at with AI are how can we make the process of generating storyboards and coming up with ideas for your video that extra more engaging, that extra more helpful, and also a way that maybe can take away from some of the burden of things like writer's block, right? Or just not knowing as a beginner where to get started on your project or on the title for your project when it comes to fleshing it out into a storyboard. So this tool here, which we call the AI scriptwriter, allows you to then basically explain a topic that you want to create a video for, and you can write in a few lines about that. It can be what is employee engagement. I'll just write something random to show you how it works. What style of narration do you want for your video? And then this basically puts an entire script together, advising you as to each scene, the voiceovers, what you should put on the screens, what descriptions you might want to use in each of your scenes. And if I show you here inside the studio, that then appears next to the canvas where each scene appears on set here. And so it's guiding you through, advising you as to how to make the best version of the video that you want to make. And we are enhancing this tool all the time, and we call it our AI scriptwriter. And the other thing I wanted to also show you was our video generator. So earlier on, I showed you some templates that we're always creating here at Powtoon and delivering to our creators and our clients. And we are now launching tools to help basically create those templates for you, specific to your subject area. So if you want to make a template about your particular nonprofit, or let's just say Abby was talking earlier about autism. So you could come here and then you can type in using the prompts and the workflow about your video and what you want to type into the prompter here, in this case about autism, and then it will generate a specific template for you around this subject area. Let's just give, I have to say, we did just launch this literally like a week ago. So it's still in a beta mode here, and we might need to give it a second to load up. Whilst it's loading up, I'll just say here that, you know, there was a request that I made recently where I was asking for a recipe on how to make good tomato soup. I typed it into the prompter, and it made me an entire template about how to make tomato soup. I don't know if it's here somewhere, just looking for that. No.
Yes, this is all really amazing things, and especially for our nonprofit audience that maybe is getting lots of ideas and how easy it is to use. And just so you know, we can drop in, Powtoon has a free trial to get started. So you can, you know, book a call with their team and get started for free. I think we do have a question, and also we can get to the Q&A soon, but I just want to thank everyone again. And yes, thank you, Adam and Powtoon.
You're very welcome. Just showing you here some of that template creator whilst we go to the Q&A. Okay, so let's have a look at some of these questions then. Okay. We have a question from Greg, which is for the comments on a work in progress. Do all colleagues need a paid Powtoons account to review and provide feedback? That's a great question. Not necessarily, no. So, you know, as a creator, license holder, you can share links with colleagues where they can view your work. They won't be able to comment inside the platform, but you could just put them on an Excel and get feedback. Or we do have kind of like a commenter license if you wanted to have comments written specifically in the studio. So that's a really good question. Thanks for asking that. We have another question from Kate Ruby. We're a wildlife nonprofit. Okay, that's really cool. Straight off the bat there. Do you have avatars or animations of animals? The short answer is yes, I believe we do have content around animals and cartoon ones that you can use. I don't think we have them in our character designer. They're in another pocket of our library, and I'll be happy to take a browse of that with our content team. And if you leave us your email or follow up with us, we could direct you towards that content library inside the content space. So yeah, great question. I think we have a few clients actually, which are like national wildlife parks and zoos. Okay, Abby, are there any questions that I've missed that are in the chat?
Don't see anything else.
It's,
Nope.
well, if anyone has any afterthoughts or they want to follow up with us, you can always reach out to us and npo@powtoon.com. Pretty easy to remember. I just shared it in the chat.
Oh, here's a couple more. Sorry. Can you create avatars and characters with disabilities, blind, prosthetic limbs?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, we have a set of characters that you can, and when you custom build your characters, it'll automatically generate many poses and many emotions, and some of those characters are also on, you know, crutches, in wheelchairs. They're also part of the character set library.
And then there's, I see NPO trial and discount. I have an existing agency license. Can I obtain a nonprofit discount for that?
I have an existing agency licenses. Can I explain? Good question. Sorry, I'm just catching up with this Q&A section. I was wondering where they all were coming from, and if you want to reach out to us at npo@powtoon.com, we'll definitely see what we can do with that and figure out if that's worth your while, obviously. So please do shoot us a mail. Yeah. Can you animate video?
Oh, like
Yeah.
change a real video into animation? Is that what?
I
I'm
guess
sure.
so. You can upload your videos into the studio, and then you can create all kinds of overlays, effects, animations. You could bring animated characters into your real video by overlaying them. So to some extent, yes. Not sure if that's fully the
Like you
answer.
can't take the whole video into there and then
Mm.
have magically do it,
Yeah.
but you can do like what I did where I had my students as avatars, and then it, then we did like a little, you know, fade into the real person, which is kind
Mm.
of fun.
So someone said we're under the umbrella of a bigger nonprofit, but we are our own entity. Yeah, if you reach out to us, we'd be happy to help with discounts for that. For the umbrella or for your entity, whichever is fine. There's a question here about whether you can customize characters in the context of Araz, like Bangladesh. Well, you can definitely customize characters for all sorts of different backgrounds and ethnicities and diversity. So there's no limitation to that. I think that's the question that you were getting
Like
at there.
you could get like every detail, like it has, when I showed you that slide where you do the face, it's like you could have an elongated face, you can have, you could change the width of the nose, the eyes, everything is very
Yeah.
detailed. If you have a photo of somebody and you want to make it look like them, you can just kind of do it.
Try and shoot with the editor. Yeah. Great questions coming out today. So thank you everyone and for being so active. Really makes for a good webinar and a good use of our time. I think we're coming up to just about 1:45, which was the allotted time, if I'm not mistaken. How are we doing, Kat?
Sorry, I was muted. We're doing great. I really enjoyed everything that you guys showed us today. It seems like it's such a simple and intuitive platform to use, especially for our nonprofit audience. I'm happy there were lots of questions. And there will be a post-webinar email, so everyone who registered will receive a recording of the webinar and Powtoon's generous nonprofit discount, as well as a link so you could visit their page specifically for nonprofits and learn more and start for free. But thank you again. It was lovely hearing about your solution and those tips and tricks for the nonprofit audience.
Thank you everyone for having us. It's been a pleasure, and thanks Abby as well, and thanks Kat and the whole nonprofit team. Really
And
appreciate.
I'm sorry, I see that Adam put the email address in the chat, just in case you have another question.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks,
Perfect.
everyone.
Thank you so much, and thank you everybody so much for joining us. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Ciao.
Ciao.